The genetic code is clearly very special. It's what we mean by special, and there are multiple ways in which it's special, and probably a lot more that we haven't discovered yet. But right down to this fact that it has curious, deep properties that seem to be more or less predictable. Do I think that another origin of life, or if we could magically rewind history and let it play out again, do I think we'd end up with the same code? If I had to guess right now on the evidence we've got, I'd say no, we wouldn't end up with the same one, we'd end up with one with similar properties. And that leaves all sorts of unanswered questions. I think for me, one of the things that drives me to think astrobiology is both exciting and important is to allow science to redefine our relationship to the cosmos. There are scientists in the 20th century who confidently expressed opinions that science told us our relationship to the cosmos was one of meaninglessness. That's very much a late 20th century point of view, that we are a cosmic accident of no significance, that we are an accident of chemistry, an unlikely accident of chemistry on one speck amongst countless billions of specks. Without even commenting on how good the science was for that point of view in the late 20th century, let me say that in the 21st century, science does not support that view. Questions that range from evolution of the genetic code through to the formation of planets around stars in general are telling us that this universe seems to be very life-friendly. The one example of life that we know has been in this universe for at least 1/3 the age of the universe. That's interesting. Everything we're learning tells us that there may well be much, much more life out there. That any robust cosmology is going to have to make some sort of statements about life, because life is an inherent part of the universe. We're formed of the most abundant chemical elements in the universe. We formed so early in the history of this planet that apparently wherever the conditions are right, life is likely to arise. It's not difficult. This to me does redefine our sense of place. But to make that redefinition complete, we'll need to go beyond science into whatever else we choose, be it rational philosophy, politics, faith. We're going to have to go there to really make statements of meaning and purpose. I think this science tells me that this universe is very, very intimately associated with life in a way that is consistent with the way that I would read Genesis. What do I discover as I explore creation? Just a sense of wonder and surprise. I discover a God who isn't tame, because it's never what I'm expecting. I think I discover a God who is beyond understanding, and that's the God I want. I want a God who is sublime, who is ununderstandable, who's wild, quite beyond the tame God who fits neatly into what I'm expecting. That's what I discover through discovering the natural world, and just being surprised on a consistent level, as much by other people's work as my own. I think that truth is God, and God is truth. That science can see a part of that, but there will always be more than science can see. That hopefully makes me humble, not only to things beyond my science, but also to those who are convinced that they're seeing it right and they're seeing it differently. All I can know is what works for me.